check everything's good. Yep. Let me double check this is the right one. Cool. Okay, it is. Alright, let me go ahead and switch this over. Okay. Perfect. So we'll go right ahead and do our lesson for today. And we're going to continue off from exercise 5 since we finished exercise... we finished this lesson, exercise 2, yesterday. So we'll just continue on exercise 5. And that should be it. So we'll finish this up, and then when we get to exercise 6, I'll lecture a little bit here, and then we'll continue from there. So go ahead and do exercise for me, and if you have any questions, you're welcome to say something or type. Anything's welcome, to be honest.
I feel so tired today.
I don't blame you. I feel very sluggish too.
I mean, I didn't even do a lot of things, but the day started like really lazy. I woke up late and only had one class, and it was just like the trend kept going. I mean, I'm sleepy, but I slept really well, so I don't know. It's just laziness, I think so.
It's alright. I don't blame you for that.
How was your day? How was your week?
Well, it's been tiresome. I do have like another couple assignments to submit for tonight because tomorrow I'm going to be out the whole day. So I don't want to worry about doing any homework. I'm meeting up with a friend who I haven't seen her ever since we graduated because she she stayed at a relative's house for a while, and then I haven't seen her since. COVID happened too.
Yeah.
So we're hanging out tomorrow finally. And it's basically a self-care day for us because we're exhausted from social media and friends and issues with that. Well, not friends is not the problem. It's just social media and the drama with friends. But other than that, we're just meeting up and having fun. That's about it. That reminds me, I need to cancel my class for tomorrow on the language sloth.
Oh.
Yeah, because I usually teach on Saturday, but since I'm meeting up with my friend tomorrow, and she's also canceling her lesson as well, I'm just going to reschedule it. I'm sorry, what was that?
I'm just thinking.
Oh, okay.
My brain is working really slow today. I'm sorry.
It's alright.
A lot of mistakes today.
Mm-hmm. You should rest after. You know, like, if needed, if people are not coming to the game tonight, I'll probably reschedule it for another day. Because I know it's like the end of the week and everyone must be tired.
This week was not very productive or satisfying for me. So.
I totally get you.
I'm just burned out, you know, like life just burned me out this week.
I know, it's alright. So relatable. I feel you. I guess even for today's lesson, I'll just probably cut it short because I am sorry, Ari, we're recording the class, so we'll go over this very quickly. I'll probably just provide answers soon, so after you submit it, I'll give the answers, and then we'll go through this very quickly. And then you can rest as well. So we'll finish class in like maybe 30 minutes instead.
Good.
Okay. Thank you for coming to class today, though, Ari. I appreciate you.
I'm always up for a class. Even when Geneva had her class today,
Hmm.
I was like in a meeting, but it was like it wasn't a productive meeting, so I just leave.
Oh.
I told them, "Oh, sorry, I have connection problems," and it's also on Discord, but in Discord you can put like invisible, so they know that you're like offline. And I was like, "I have connection problem. I'm sorry," and I went to Geneva class.
You're funny. Dang, that's some dedication, though.
Yeah, I mean, I felt bad because I think that she posed the class and nobody was like
Oh.
going into, but like for 5 minutes, and I was like, "Oh, I promise her. I didn't. I even forgot that I had that what do you say meeting schedule.
Mm, I
So
see.
it's like, oh no, okay. So Smith didn't go to Hawaii because the airplane tickets were too expensive.
Mm,
Hmm.
I see. I mean, it's okay. I'll probably that does give me an important um idea for like discussing with the class as well, and see that if there's no students that share to the class, maybe for the first 5 to 10 minutes, you're welcome to leave. So that they just have to continue on their next class. But for the teacher, they'll be marked as that they did attend for the lesson. Yeah, and also count for their hour too, because they're actually putting their hours in there.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Yeah. Mm.
Let me post it in the.
Oh, fucking hate you. Having children.
Let me see, English promenade.
See. Hello. I have a question I already forgot.
Yes, what's up?
So the part of the sentence that goes after the if, like if she has blah blah blah, the part of the wouldn't, the verb next to it goes in past participle, right?
Past participle. So
I think so. I don't know.
if they had taken so if they had taken the right road, they would have arrived. Yeah. So I think yeah, the verbs here they should both be in past participle. Because of the word have, it's supposed to change the verb into past participle.
Okay, so if she had, what is the past participle of set?
Set. What number is that one?
Yeah, okay, no, it says number 6 is the cake burned because she didn't set the timer. And my answer is like, if she had set the timer, the cake wouldn't have gotten burned. But that sounds so weird right now.
Yeah, so no got needed there. So it would be if
It
if
wouldn't
she
have burned.
yeah, she would yeah, it wouldn't have burned. So if you want to, you can put burned with a T at the end. That should be the past participle for burned.
Okay, burned.
It turns into burnt.
If she had, but if she had set the timer, it's okay.
Yeah, because set is kind of like if she didn't set the timer, the cake. Okay, if the cake wouldn't have burned if she didn't set the timer. If she yeah, that should be fine.
It's confusing.
Yeah, it can be.
Okay, gonna
Especially
go.
when you're tired, yeah, it's even more confusing.
If she knew, no, if she had knew, I don't think so. Um,
Oh, don't worry about it, John. Welcome to the class. We're already doing exercise 5. So go ahead and just do 1 through 6 and then the next part I think there's a lesson there. Oh, and then just continue up to 10. Yeah, just do 1 through 10 and then just submit when you're ready. Sounds good. I think my parents are awake. I'll be right back. I'm pretty shook. This is the first time I've seen my parents sleep so early. I was gonna ask them about the car because I'm taking it tomorrow. Yeah. So, Ari, number one, I think you were thinking about something else. You wrote, if Dario had more experience, he would take the world. I think you mean he would have taken the job.
He will have taken. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm always with the third condition. I always miss that the participle of the verb.
So actually, it would have been he would have gotten, not have taken, because you're using the same verbs. You're not gonna change it. Like you want to stick with the same verbs. Number two.
Got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Got it. It always goes like would have and then another verb,
Mm-hmm.
or just or some, or it's just like because
I
the
think
auxiliary, or it can be like do another auxiliary.
you could probably do a different auxiliary as long as it's already present beforehand. So like for like number one, if get is already there, you're gonna say would have gotten. So I think it's would have is a connected. It's like a package deal. So would have will always be together.
A helping verb, perhaps?
Yeah. So would have is the helping verb and then it connects to one another.
He would have taken
Welcome,
the
welcome.
verb.
I'm trying to find here too. Elena didn't pass her. Okay, so if Elena
What's the sentence? Can I help?
Yeah, you're welcome to help.
I don't know what it is. Can you read it to me? What are you trying to figure out?
No, we about third conditional. We are just like, if you put first the if clause, the clause that goes is always would have, or it has to be like would with another auxiliary, you know, maybe
If
like
I
do.
would have, if I'm pretty sure it's normally would have most of the time, because like in third conditional it's regret. So like if I had, or you could say if I had only gotten $3 more, you know, because third conditional is more regret, isn't it?
Yeah, it is more regret in past tense too. So it's focusing on the past and it's more regretful approach. So Elena, if Elena had stopped at the red light, she would have passed her driver's test.
You're doing much better than I did today.
3.
My class is a mess.
It's okay. I mean, it takes practice, and then it's also because usually the first couple would be like, "Oh, I'm not sure what I'm doing," and then you'll get a routine
Oh,
going.
no. I knew what I was doing. I had everything planned out. And then this one student called me from Messenger and wanted to be learn English, and I suggested this. I got on at 10 a.m. Had to create his Discord account. Then get two different people to get him on
Oh my
to
gosh.
friend me, and then so I could get into his Discord account. Then he couldn't get into his Discord account twice.
Oh my gosh.
Couldn't get into his email. Then he couldn't get into the speaker server because he literally can't do technology. And then he couldn't get into the classroom to do the exercises, and I spent 4 hours trying to do that plus teach at the same time.
By the way, were you
crazy.
successful or?
Oh, we finally just created him a new Gmail account and just said, "Here, use this."
Okay, so the problem was because that he didn't have a Gmail account. That's why he couldn't access the Google Classroom.
He did have a Gmail account, but his password that he kept giving us wasn't working.
But were you able to control his?
We were able to control his computer, but it was in Arabic, and I couldn't. I finally got to the login screen, but the password he gave me wouldn't take it. It just wouldn't take the password.
Damn, that's hard. So hard.
Mute myself once my computer loads up. By the way, but I do want to talk with you, hang out with you guys if that's okay.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to, and you're also welcome to use a chat too if needed. So I'm checking something. So if the plane tickets had been cheaper, they would have gone. So for number 4, you have to indicate that it's the Smith, not just they. Unfortunately, it's just for complete sentences, but I understand what you're saying. Number 5. If I hadn't forgotten, would be the word.
And well, once I've done more teaching, hopefully I can get references, because I really want to get references to try and get a job, despite the fact that I don't have a bachelor's degree.
I mean, that's fine. As long as you have experience, it's better than nothing. That's what a lot of the things have told me. Like, some of them are like, you don't have to have a bachelor's degree. If you have experience for it, you have a certificate for it, you'll still count for something.
Yeah, I just wish I could get letters of recommendation, but I haven't taught long enough.
Yeah, we can write one for you.
Oh, that would be great. Because you guys know that I work hard.
Yeah, you do. You do.
I try.
The cake. Okay, the cake burned because she didn't set the timer. If she had set the timer, the cake wouldn't have burnt. Yep. Around those numbers. Yeah. So I accept that. Number 5. If she had known that it was going to rain, she would have taken an umbrella with her. So number 7, there's just a different it's the past participle. So let me give you 7. It's okay.
No.
So if she had known that it was going to rain, she would have taken an umbrella with her. Yeah, known and taken.
Yeah, I need to review again my past participle.
That's okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Of my verbs. I mean,
honestly, no one really thinks about it.
No one really does.
You right?
When I first started my TEFL training, I was like, oh my gosh, my teachers never taught me this.
Right?
They just said, if you do this sounds correct.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what is a present perfect continuous sentence?
Right. It's like we don't even know what that is. Alright, continue to number 9. If we didn't go skiing last weekend because there wasn't much snow on the mountain. If it had snow more on the mountain, we would have gone to we would have gone skiing. So no need to say to skiing. We would have gone skiing because the verb is gone. Skiing is the gerund or Yeah, it's a gerund. Um, last weekend. So just removed two before skiing. I couldn't make lasagna for dinner last night because I forgot to buy the noodles. I would have cooked. I would have cooked. So past tense of cooked lasagna for dinner if I hadn't forgotten to buy the noodles. Yep.
I know I'm supposed to be a teacher here, but can I ask you a question?
Yeah. That's more than well. You're more than welcome.
What is okay? I always get confused with gerunds. I know they're past participles, but like I always get confused with gerunds.
Okay, so let me explain. Gerunds are verbs, but when you put ing, it becomes a noun. That's all there is to it.
Okay.
So why do you need a gerund is because remember when you're following the structure of SVO in the sentence, subject verb object. So instead of ending it on a verb, because you can't do SVV, you have to do SVO. So the verb, like the act of swimming, for example, I like swimming. So subject I like is a verb. Swim is a verb. But by adding ing, you're turning that verb into a noun. So it becomes a gerund. So now it becomes a complete SVO.
I will tell you, I got like a 60 on my gerunds quiz in 8th grade.
Dude, I got like gerunds were so easy to me. That's probably my best one. When it comes to commas, that's where I'm screwed. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, sometimes I mess up my commas, but I guess I'm an educator, like I said, and I'm supposed to write correctly, but I never write correctly all the time when I'm in Discord, and I'm like, shoot, I'm supposed to be like a good writer, and I'm like,
I get you. Okay. I don't blame you. I mean, natives, we don't really learn this stuff until we actually looked into it as like a degree or like a field. Let me go ahead and continue reading Jean's answer. That was like exercise 5 must have been really long for you guys. I feel for you. So number 5. If Dario had experience, he would have gotten the job. So let me see what was the thing. He didn't have much. Didn't and didn't. If Dario had experience. Yeah, that should be fine. He would have gotten the job. I will accept it because it says answers may vary. So, if Alina had stopped at the red light, she would have passed her driver's test. Yep, that's fine. 3. If the dress had fit. So you don't need the word in for number 3, Jean, because you're not saying that it fits inside of Aiko or in Aiko. You're saying it's fit on her, right? So, but the phrase in America is that we don't really need to say a preposition before. So you can just say had fit Aiko. That's it. Verb to object. So if the dress had fit Aiko, she would have bought it. I think by let me see, Aiko, because it didn't fit. So you can also say Aiko would have bought the dress if it had fit. That was the answer for the answer key, but that's all right. The way you said it's okay. So I'm assuming Aiko would be a female name because I do know a person named Aiko and it's a girl. If the tickets were cheaper, but I understand if you say he or she, that's totally fine as well. Number 4, if the tickets were cheaper, the Smiths would have gone to Hawaii.
I have a question about that.
Yes, what's up?
When I don't know on a context if the person is a he or a she, or maybe he doesn't like, I can use they?
Yeah, just use they. So, for me to avoid gender-specific pronouns, I'd automatically say they, just in case. Because I would understand knowing the field, like, it's LGBTQ, so I would understand that.
So also with possessive will be there?
Yeah, there. So if you don't know if it's he, she, then it becomes there or they. So those would become the pronouns because you don't know what you want to identify them as. If I had, so that's a good question, by the way. If I had put money in the parking meter, I wouldn't have gotten. So 5. If If I had put money in the meter, I wouldn't have gotten a bargain. Perfect. 6. The cake wouldn't have burned if she had set the timer. That's good. 7. Green. She would have gotten an umbrella. Good. 8. If Christina was hungry, she would have eaten lunch. If there had been more snow on the mountain last weekend, we would have gone skiing. Yeah, that's fine. A 10. If I had forgotten to buy noodles, I would have. So instead of I would have been able to make. Remember, we don't need been and able because the pattern for number 10 is I would have made. So no need for been able to. Just say made because you need past participle, not an infinitive. Imagine not being able to turn a verb into an adjective and in a noun. This was made by ing gang. Yeah. Like a lot of the times we do have a lot of like we can change a lot of word classes easily. Like for example, when you say Facebook is like the title, right, of the social media. So there have been times when we said Facebooked, as in like past tense, like I Facebooked them already, or I'm Facebooking right now. So as you can see, we turn it into a noun. So like we're in the process of making it into a noun, or it's already a noun, a habit, whatever, routine, but it's also used as a verb. There's a thing in linguistics that they call it open class and closed class. So certain words in open class can be used and be flexible in different types of application in word class. The closed class, you can't do anything about them. They're usually technical words, like preposition can't be changed into a different word class, etc. It's crazy. English is crazy. But then again, I don't know if other languages do the same thing. Because, like, we reinvent words, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And the thing about English is so confusing because we're a Germanic language, we have Latin language, half of our words are French and Latin. And then we have other words that come from other languages, and then they don't even have the same pronunciation.
I get you, yeah. It's really crazy. So after checking the answers, it looks like you guys totally got it. I did mention what corrections needed to be done. Just be careful of what verbs they introduce there, and you stick to those verbs. Don't try to introduce new ones. Is my only advice when it comes to third conditional. Because there's a lot of tricky things, because, like, there's been a lot of cases where they give you a sentence and they ask you to rewrite it, and you're only restricted to using those words that are already presented. And they tell you a rule whether you need to conjugate a word or you don't, etc. Does it have to be in a different tense or stay the same tense? But you shouldn't introduce a new word there, because if you do, it changes the sentence a little bit on the meaning. So that's my rule of thumb, and that's my also first-hand experience in trying to correct words. So we'll go ahead on exercise 6 in a second. So let me read what Jean wrote. If my native language were as easy to transform verbs into adjectives and other stuff as in English, that would be so nice. Yeah, like it's actually kind of complicated in terms of explaining it as to why, but I think it's just got into this whole culture and, like speech culture where we just reinvent words easily because, like, we're like, okay, well, we can change it because we understand the rule, and it becomes more like it's like subconsciously that we do that. Because someone started saying it, and we're like, okay, we can accept that. That can work in terms of speech, but not you can't write Facebooking, right? But you can say it.
Some things that don't make sense are like sometimes when you try and say are and is, sometimes it sounds like correct, but it isn't.
Yeah, because it depends on what is a noun? Is it countable noun? Is it uncountable noun? That's usually where it throws me off a lot too, because whenever I look at it, I'm like, is this countable or is that uncountable? Is it this noun or is it that noun? So it can be kind of confusing. Um, it's so frustrating sometimes. Anyways, I think I addressed that. We'll go ahead and do exercise 6, past regrets. So do you have any regrets? Find a partner and discuss a few things you wish you had done differently in your life. Use the third conditional. So here, if you want to try an exercise for exercise 6, is just, do you guys want to type something that you regret or say something that you regret and hope you would change it? So an example would be, I began studying English when I was 25 years old. If I'd started learning English when I was a child, I would have been fluent by now. So let's see, what's my past regret? Um, do I regret anything? Honestly, I don't really regret anything. I can't really think of one. Maybe I guess it could be something really dumb right now, like cooking food. If I had if I had gotten over my fear of cooking oil splashing, I would have been a really good cook right now. I would have been able to pack my own meals instead of depending on others to do it for me. I can basically make the basic stuff, but I'm deathly afraid of cooking oil, and my partner loves to watch me. I'm pretty sure he personally likes to make fun of me whenever I'm in front of a cooking pan and I hear the splash of cooking oil. And it freaks me out because when I was little, my aunt had cooked bacon at a super high heat, and the oil flew and landed on my shoulder. Um, that that frightened me when I was younger.
I know that feeling because as a blind person, I'm terrified of cooking because I'm terrified of burning myself.
Yeah, I can totally relate. Yeah, well, you far about the cooking though. So that's why I'm always so anxious when it comes to cooking, and um, sometimes I can try to suck it up and then just do it, but other times I'm just like, I'd rather not because I'd rather burn my food than face it.
My printer isn't bothering you, is it? Or my jaws? I hope it's not. I can mute myself again.
Oh, if it's okay, can you? Like, I mean, like, I understand because of your situation. It's just, I'm recording the video. Yeah, thank you. Um,
Sorry.
yeah, it's no, don't worry about it.
If I had known, I would have stayed muted for the whole thing.
Oh no, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Like, I don't mind. Like, as long as you guys are okay with like being recorded, that's fine because I am still technically teaching. So if I had started my final research project a month ago, I would have gotten a better grade. I feel you, Ari. Yep. Yeah, it's happened before. Do you have anything you can type, John? One or two experiences? So we're gonna skip 7. 8 would have been a very fun assignment to do with you guys, mainly because, yeah, I think that's it. There's more I would have loved to do, but we ran out of time, and that's totally fine. Everything else can be scrapped to extra credit, so if you want to do that, you're welcome to. I'm not going to try and do more than 2 days of the same subject.
I think at least third conditional is like the hardest
The third
for
conditional?
English to learn. Yeah, at least for me. I don't know. I think it was easy for me, like the first and the second,
Mm-hmm.
and also the zero. Even though we didn't saw it, but it's like just facts, isn't it? Like plain facts.
Right. Right. So the looking back at the past, it's a little bit more difficult. I say what's hard for me as a native is rewriting them. So let's say they write you a sentence and you have to rewrite them. For me, I find that the difficult part because I have a tendency to grab words that's outside of the context when you're not supposed to, and that's my problem for that.
I don't think so. I am only 17 years old, and I don't have too many regrets.
I
None
feel
I
like
can remember now. Oh,
None I can remember
that
now.
says John. The last one.
You're blessed. That's all we have to say. You're blessed,
Yeah,
John.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Awesome. So
Well, like,
I think this might be our last exercise because we do have a game to play at 9 o'clock. So if you guys want to move to the gaming channel, you're welcome to. Um, we'll just do our last push for this one. So, what would you have done? This is just like a scenario. What you're given this, and then you'd answer the question. So, example one: Mark saw a woman drowning in the lake. He went to look for help. So someone responded and said, "I wouldn't have done that. If I had seen a woman drowning, I would have called 911 on my cell phone and then jumped into the water to try to save her."
No, that's not good.
You're welcome to agree or disagree. Example two: I would have done that too. I'm not a strong swimmer, so if I'd seen a woman drowning, I would have tried to find someone nearby who could swim. But first, I would have let her know I was going to get help. Yeah. So
She's drowning.
I can probably open this to a discussion. So instead of waiting for you guys to say something, we'll go one by one for each one and see how far we can go until 9 o'clock. And yeah, so let's look at number one together. You can talk or you can type, it's up to you. So number one: Adele saw her friend cheating on a test. She told the teacher. So would you agree or disagree?
I will have write a song.
You would have wrote a what?
A song. Yeah, like hello, friend, it's me.
Mm, a song. That's interesting.
Sorry, my brain is not working.
Your brain is. It's okay. Don't worry.
Her friend cheating on a test. She told the teacher.
Yeah.
Well, no, I wouldn't have said anything
You wouldn't have said
because
anything.
it's my friend.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, to be honest, me neither. I don't care. I say that's horrible to say as a teacher.
I mean, yeah. The thing is, I wouldn't have because I mean the people that I made friends with they are like good people.
Mhm.
So if I saw him like saw my friend cheating on exam, maybe it's because she didn't have the time to study. She's too stressed. She really has to get like a good grade. Maybe because she doesn't want to lose maybe like a scholarship or something. I'm not going to ruin her life.
Over that, yeah. Um, I would say two things because this is my perspective as a person and also as a teacher. I would also reinforce the idea like, please don't cheat. I don't want you to cheat. It's not fair for the other person that they put the work and you just stole their idea. That's kind of where I'm coming from with that. So I am someone who would say, like, in school we have this thing called zero tolerance policy. So if you get caught for cheating for anything, you can lose everything from that school. Like you can even be like banished from the school. If it can get that far, it's really bad. But in any case, yeah, I would be against cheating, mainly because, like I said, you're writing off the back of someone's work, and what they put into making that work, you took it from them. Like, that's terrible. How could you have done that? But at the same time, it's like depends on what it is. If it's a test and your friend was cheating, or like my friend was cheating and I saw her do that, I wouldn't care, to be honest, because I would leave it up to the teacher to catch her. If that's what she decided to do and the teacher catches her, okay, that's on you, not me, You live up to that consequence. I would probably warn her and say beforehand, probably I would say against. It's better to just get points and do better the next exam than it is to get caught and then just immediately flunk the class, because the consequence is heavier than it is failing one exam. So, um, so if I saw my friend cheating, I would say, if you get caught, that's worse on you. But if you want to because you're desperate to get a good grade, that's on you. Like, I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to tattle on you. Like, that's on. I leave that really on their hands because I'm not going to be the person, just like what you said, Ari. I'm not going to be the person who's going to ruin their future for them just because I want to be a goody two shoes. And I kind of find that stupid as an educator because it's like, I understand there are reasons people would cheat, but you shouldn't rely on cheating in the long run because, like, for example, if you cheated your whole life in education, getting into college, you are hopeless when you start writing your first report or your first research essay because you rode so much on everyone's back. you don't know what to do by yourself. And those people that you cheated on, like cheated on their assignments, like let's say general education stuff, they're they're like in different majors from you. And like I'm pretty sure the people that you're surrounding yourself with in college, they wouldn't be happy to share anything with you because they know you're gonna write off their back. And then why would they give it to you? If anything, they'll probably give you a flunking example just to make sure you fail because they want to teach you a lesson that way. Because like it can be like that, you know. So, bottom line, if you cheat, you're hopeless in the future. But
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, that's long term run though. If you cheat forever, but that's the extreme, I would say, the extreme side of it. But if you cheat once because of desperation and you know the consequences, that's on you. That's what I would say. I won't really do anything about it. But as a teacher, if I catch you, I will actually have to give you a punishment. I will actually have to tell you go to the dean's office. Like you, there's my syllabus for you. It's a zero tolerance. You got caught for cheating. You're going immediately to the dean's office. They'll decide whether you get expelled or not. You know, that's what happens. Or you automatically fail my class. Don't come back again. That's it. Zero tolerance. It's all there for you to see. So that's how I would work as a teacher. And then let's see what John wrote. My math teacher once told in an exam he would go talk with the principal and left the classroom, and half of the class tried to cheat on the test. He then opened the classroom's door and gave everyone that was cheating an F. Whoa, so basically, how did he know that everyone was cheating? That was the question, John. That's crazy. I remember my teacher did that too when I was younger. And in a way, it was like the teacher was testing if she could trust us in a way. So a lot of people didn't want to try. There were only like one or two people who were desperate to cheat, and you could hear them whisper it. But everyone else in the class, we never tried to cheat because we just thought we don't want to get in trouble. Like, because who knows? What if she was lying and tricking us and she was right behind the door and just testing us, you know? So no one really wanted to attempt. That's crazy. But hearing your story, it's interesting. Like, how did your teacher know?
You know what I love? I mean, I love the take-home exams
Oh yeah, I do too.
because, I mean, you're not cheating, but they are long AF. I mean, you take a whole day but to like I really like 12 hours to maybe like get the whole answers, but you don't feel like you're cheating and you like learn and I will do it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I wanted to join the topic, but I was printing a really long document. But I wanted to say this that, like, as long as it's take home or if it's at home, I feel like there's like this code that you can look up and learn something. Because no one's gonna know, and most of my friends do that anyway.
Yeah, like I prefer honestly take-home exams as well too. Like there's less pressure on me, and I like going at my own pace.
And the thing is that I mean you can do it on like on groups, like maybe with my my other two friends, and we all like divide the exam by answers, by questions, you know, like oh you look C and I look B, and or maybe we all just look at one that is really difficult, but we all look for different resources and we all understand the information like in a different way. So at the end, the three answers are different, even though we're looking like at the same. That's what I would say. I don't know.
I would say that for writing. So like that's the one thing I love about English is that there's no one answer. So I feel like teachers who are like math and have one answer for their assignment or test, that's where it's easy to cheat because you can't trust anyone if they're going to be truthful or not. But when it comes to English, I don't care because it's like I'm going to read your paper, and if it's exactly the same, then I can tell if you're cheating or not. But in English, you can talk about almost anything and everything depending on what the subject is, and if you choose any other subject, there's no way I can tell you cheated. You know, even if you helped each other in the exam. And my friends do that all the time with me. We're like, we don't cheat, but like when we message each other, we're like, okay, what's the subject? Like, what are you deciding to do? We exchange ideas, we brainstorm together, and then that's how they get their points across. They help me that way too. So it's technically we're not cheating, we're helping each other, I would say. I'm so sorry, Bunny. Um, let's see. So next question. Um, Jung's neighbors were very noisy, so he moved to a new apartment. The move was very expensive. Was it worth it? My answer for this is hell no. I would not do that. If that was the case, I moved and I was in a apartment, I would knock next door and say,
I
"Hey,"
will
I would confront them. You know.
I will recall my Karen like in my in like the Karen inside of me. And I will say, you're really too loud. You're really loud. Can you please shut this?
No, 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 no. I would. I mean, I would understand to go Karen mode on them, but honestly, I would just be like, say it in a polite way because they are your neighbor. So I would probably tell them. I would have told them, "Hey, would you mind turning down your volume at a certain time? Like, I don't mind if you guys are having fun and whatever. You're young, whatever. But this is an apartment. This isn't a home. So your walls are thin. We can hear everything. So if you can turn it down at a certain time, I'd appreciate it. If I have to come and warn you again, expect that I will call the police next. That's how I would confront them because that's not cool to play it at this time because I have shit going on my end, like I have my own life. It's not just about you, you know, and that's how I would personally like confront them and say, chill for a minute. I'd give them a warning. If they do that again, I'd probably warn them again and bring the cops and then be like, you know what, I'm done. Like, I don't want to tolerate this crap. Like, it's not just you. If you're not happy and you want to play loud music, maybe you should have bought yourself a house instead of an apartment. I would have said that to them.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
Well,
I mean, the house is
honestly,
fine.
like in real life, I wouldn't have said anything. Maybe I would buy like a canceling noise, like headset or something. I'm really too shy to like complain to someone. Like
Right?
even on a restaurant, if they got like my my order wrong, I just don't say anything and just eat it anyway because I don't know. I
Mm-hmm.
don't like to complain.
Oh, I'm reading what John said. I already suffer from this. But here in Brazil, no matter where you move, there'll always be at least 4 noisy neighbors. That's insane. I'm sorry. That's pretty loud. Yeah, so for Jung, it's either that in Jung's situation, either he confronts them and tells them to stop, or they compromise on what time is okay because like it's not cool to just play music all the time 24/7 and be noisy 24/7. So it's like you can report it to someone and people can also report house complaints and you can get in trouble for that. Build for it even. Um so in Jung's situations, confrontation is the answer. We already called the police 3 times for John. They just stop for 1 week and then start again. That's crazy. You know what you should do, John? Get money out of this. They do it again the following week. Actually, press charges. Get money off of that. It's funny. All right. No, I guess that's good for today. I would have pressed for one more, but I guess we're good for third conditionals. If you have extra questions, you guys are welcome to message me in the English question channel. Everything else here, like 13 could have been a really good example too. And yeah, 13 would have been fun to do because you're testing all of your knowledge so far about the conditionals. You're welcome to do that for the extra credit. Submit everything on extra credit because right now we have to transition and move over to the gaming channel right now. So, thank you guys for showing up. It's okay that you were late. It's totally fine. I really don't mind. And I'm just gonna turn off the stream and transition over to the gaming room.